with a quick review of Illuminae by Kristoff and Amie Kaufman. I talked about this book a bit in my most recent book haul, and I was able to finish it over the past few days. Actually finished it this morning before I went to work, and I wanted to do a quick spoiler-free review. I plan on doing a more detailed review with spoilers later on, but I just wanted to get this up now so that I could really take some time to think about what I want to say in the longer video. So I will start off by saying my Goodreads rating, and I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars, which seems a bit low, especially considering how popular the book has been and how widely read it is on BookTube. People I follow love it. So here are my reasons why. First, I want to go over the things I really liked. I liked how Katie was portrayed as sarcastic and spunky and intelligent. She was, willing to do what was necessary. Perhaps a tad unrealistic, but this is a sci-fi novel, so I think I can suspend my disbelief a little bit and just enjoy the character for who she is. I liked the more experimental nature of the book, how things were done over text, like instant messaging or through summaries of surveillance footage and other kind of dossier documents. I think that while this is something that is a little bit more common in adult novels, this is one of the first ones I've seen in the young adult genre. And that's always refreshing to get more diversity in writing style or storytelling method. So I really appreciated that. I also appreciated how, for the most part, the authors didn't shy away from more mature topics. I think that, talking about violence and death and mortality are big things, and it's easy for, when trying to write to a younger audience or teenagers, or, that young, but to pull away and to try to couch things, make them less traumatic. I really liked how the authors dug into it, because I think, teens and young adults all over the world face violence and the idea of mortality, and growing up, and to have that more accurately described in a novel, I think is really beneficial. And finally, for the things that I enjoyed about the book, I actually felt emotions when reading it. I know that sounds silly, but sometimes I find it hard to connect emotionally with a book, but I think this was done effectively in that when something bad happened or when there was suspense, I felt suspense and anxiety. And, while you don't necessarily think like, oh, I really want to feel suspense and anxiety today, at least I don't. I'm not like a horror movie person. I shy away from that sort of thing. It was really refreshing to have that emotional investment. It made the story much quicker. It kept me intrigued and engaged, and A+ for that. Now on to things that I didn't like as much. So like I said, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, which is still a pretty high rating. When I write books, I usually use 3 stars as an I liked it. Wasn't my favorite book of all time, but it was pretty good. 4 stars is this was a really good book. I, was really engaged, really into it. Don't have any major problems with the plot or the characters. 5 stars is, holy grail. 2 stars and 1 star. 2 stars is I didn't really like it. 1 star is not good. Sorry, had to switch hands. New angle. Goodreads doesn't really give an option for 0 stars, but there have definitely been a few books that I think could have been given 0 stars. So 3 stars, not bad. I enjoyed the book. But things I found a little bit annoying, problematic, not my favorite. First, and this is not really much of a spoiler, but they censor out the swear words in the documents. And there's a comment about that at the beginning. The person who is collecting the documents comments on how strange that is. And I don't know if that was the publishers needed to do that to make it more acceptable for a younger audience, because there was quite a bit of swearing, but all of the swear words were censored almost like you would censor a military or, Central Intelligence Agency document with, the blackout marker. So that was kind of annoying. There were a couple instances where I was reading it and I'm like, you know what, there's actually quite a few swears that could apply to this blacked out section, so I don't know what they were saying, but you get the gist. Because this is a young adult book and this happens a lot in young adult, there's almost a need for a romance in there. So there was a romance in this book and I wasn't 100% on board with it. I just didn't really care. The romance is used as a way to drive the main character's actions, and I can appreciate that. At the same time, I don't think we necessarily needed that to make the main character's actions believable. Going along with the plot of the book, my biggest issue with Illuminae was actually the ending. I did not want it to end the way it did. I don't want to go into too much detail in this video because it's spoiler free, but I will say that things wrapped up differently than I had hoped. And I know that the next book in the series has come out, and I think it's with different characters, but the original characters are in it or something like that. I would have loved this to be a standalone, and if it was a standalone, I think it could have ended differently than it did. There'd be less need to try to carry the story on to another novel. And yeah, again, I'm a little hesitant to say much of anything because I don't want to spoil the book for anyone, but that was so incredibly frustrating. This could have been like a 4.5 star read for me because it was so engrossing and fast-paced. And like I said, the style of storytelling, while not completely unique to the book world, is unique for this genre or subset. And I think that's really powerful. But that ending, man, pissed me off. So yeah. That's why it gets 3 stars. What can you do? All right. Thanks for sticking with me through that review. Perhaps not the most coherent one I've ever done, but I'm hopefully going to have the longer discussion up soon. It may take me a little while to get my thoughts together and to put them in order in a way that makes sense. So there might be a few videos in between, but we'll get back to it eventually. I hope everyone is having a lovely evening and continues to do so. Stay safe, stay warm, stay good. All right, bye.